What's going on YouTube? It's me, Soccer Junkie. So the other day, I'm watching some highlights of previous Premier League season just to get myself excited for this upcoming season, which starts in less than 2 weeks. I mean, I cannot believe it starts in less than 2 weeks, guys. Let's get excited! Now, and you know, every single year there are a few young players who burst on the scene and really break out with their performances. So you got me thinking, who are going to be those players this year? So I've decided to create this video and really tell you my opinion on which players I think are going to burst on the scene and really break out this season. And I'm talking about young players, no older than 23 years old. So, and before I even start to name a few players, I just want to say players like Ross Barkley from Everton, Luke Shaw of Manchester United, and Raheem Sterling from Liverpool do not count as, in my thinking, at all, because technically they're all burst out last season, so they do not count. As a matter of fact, I think they will be in the discussion of winning awards this season, not just bursting out, but actually winning awards. Nevertheless, here's a list of my personal players that I think are going to burst out on the scene. We start off with the young center back for Everton, who can also play a right back position. His name is John Stones. Now this 20-year-old has a ton of potential, and Roberto Martinez has been absolutely raving about this kid, and I agree with Roberto Martinez. He said that this guy will in near future become the best English center back, and personally I believe him. I think he will. The guy has lots of potential, and this year I think he will be featured a lot more for Everton. He will play a lot more, I think, in Europa League games, League Cup games, and even in Premier League itself. I think he will really break out for them this season. Really keep an eye on this guy. My next guy is Danny Ings from Burnley. His coach calls him Ingsy. I mean, the guy is ridiculous. I saw a few games of him playing in the Championship last season, and the guy is amazing. I mean, he's a goal-scoring machine. Honestly, if it wasn't for him, Burnley would never be in the Premier League this season. And I think he will play a vital role for them to keep them up in the Premier League this season. Really expect him to really show everybody that he's got a lot of talent. So expect good things out of him. Now, next two fellas are both from Southampton. We all know they sold a lot of their talent to other clubs and really in need of replacements. But we also know that their academy is probably the best academy in England. So the first player that I want to talk to you about is Sam Gallagher. This 18-year-old striker, I think, is going to score a few goals for them and really break out for the club. I really think selling Ricky Lambert to Liverpool was no big deal for Southampton. I think this guy is more than capable of replacing his goals for Southampton. He may not score all of the goals, but he will provide some help, and I think he will help them out tremendously this season. At least I hope so. I mean, I hope their coach does give him more time and really plays him more often than he was playing again under Pochettino. Now, the second guy is going to actually probably feature for a lot of Southampton games is James Ward-Prowse. Now, I hope I pronounced his name right, but if not, correct me in the comments below. This young kid plays a center mid role, really good passer. Really, he's got a lot of technical ability, and I think this season he will really break out, really play really well, and possibly will end up playing for other team in the future, just like Lallana and others. Hopefully for Southampton's sake, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope he stays there for quite a while before moving on to another club, but most likely it just won't happen. But anyways, keep an eye on this guy. He will be a massive playmaker in the future for England's national team. Now, next guy on this list is Harry Kane, a striker from Tottenham Hotspur, who I think is going to get much more playing time than he did last year under new coach Pochettino, who showed last season at Southampton that he is willing to play younger players and let them develop. But you know, players don't really develop if they don't play. You know, so it's really important for players like Harry Kane to get on the team, play more games, and really help themselves out and help the club out. I think he'll score quite a few more goals this season, and he'll have more appearances and really try to solidify his spot on the first team. I wish him luck. I hope he does well, and I think he will indeed do well. Now, next guy is a purchase. He's been purchased by Tottenham last season from all that Gareth Bale money, and his name is Eric Lamela. Now, this attacking midfielder slash winger really was kind of a flop, to be honest. He was really a flop last season for Tottenham. He didn't play much at all. I mean, and when he did play, he was awful. But looking at him in this preseason, he's been quite good for Spurs. He's been scoring goals, and I think really appointment of Pochettino will do wonders for this kid. I expect him to really burst on the scene for Tottenham Hotspur, really show everybody that what he is capable of, and really provide them with that attacking flair for the team. So yeah, expect him to do well. My next guy is Sunderland's Jack Rodwell. Now, he's 23 years old. He has a lot of potential, and people knew about him before when he was playing for Man City. As a matter of fact, he just recently transferred to Sunderland. But I think this year he will finally live up to his potential and play really well for Sunderland. At least I hope he does so. I mean, the guy has just been, he had, you know, nagging injuries, and I think that is what really caused him to sort of slow down his player development. And I think if it wasn't for the injuries, he would probably be an English starting center back by now. Or not a center back, but really playing in you know, that defensive midfielder role. So I really hope he does well, and I think he will do well indeed. Now, next guy on this list is Joel Campbell from Arsenal. Now, it's kind of funny that Arsene Wenger hasn't really given this guy an opportunity to play for the team yet. I mean, did you see him at the World Cup? He was amazing for Costa Rica, and finally Wenger realized that, hey, I got a gem here. I'm not going to loan this player out anymore. And he said that he will feature him a lot more for Arsenal this upcoming season, and I believe he will really do well for Arsenal. He can play as a striker, and he can also play as a winger. So it will really fit with Arsene Wenger's plans for this team. Him and Alexis Sanchez, you know, they're a little bit of the same kind of player, but although, you know, obviously Sanchez is a little better, but I really do think Joel Campbell will score quite a few goals for Arsenal this season and really show Wenger and Arsenal fans what he is capable of. And the final player on my list is James Wilson from Manchester United. Now, this 18-year-old has played only one game last season for Manchester United in the Premier League. It was the last game of the season. He scored 2 goals for them and really impressed me and everybody else. And I think he will feature quite more often this season for Manchester United, just because I think Louis van Gaal will play younger players more. And, you know, with this whole talk of Chicharito leaving the team, somebody has to step in and provide as a striker for the team, you know, to spare, you know, Percy and Rooney at times. So I think he will do well. He will score quite a few more goals this season. He will have more appearances for the club. And I really hope he does develop into what I think he is capable of being. I think he could be a great striker for Manchester United. So I hope he lives up to his potential. Now, this is my list of young breakout players this season for Premier League. Tell me what you think. Are there a few players that I didn't mention that you think are going to break out? Or you completely disagree with a few names that I mentioned? Leave the comments below. Subscribe to my channel. I will be doing a lot more of these prediction videos for the upcoming season. My next few videos will probably going to be top 4 predictions and relegation predictions. Anyways, subscribe, like my videos, comment below, and peace.